Yo, what is up, guys? I had some confusion in my last video that I wanted to clear up real quick about Paige's ulti because some people thought, oh, it's happening at the end, that she ulted at the tail end of your ult. That's why it pierced Kelvin's dome. No, it just goes right on fucking through Kelvin ult, baby. Paige ult just pierces right on fucking through the Kelvin ult. Absolutely no fucks given towards the ability that says it's supposedly impenetrable. Yeah, I just wanted to be super clear about that. If you are a Paige player, rejoice. You do not give a single fuck about Kelvin Dome with respect to your spectral knights. Hold up. I've never bothered to look up this move. What's it called? Your rallying charge, right? Your rallying charge is going to go right on through a Kelvin ult. And you don't even have to think about it. Like, it's not going to even go up towards the top end of the dome or anything, right? Just doesn't give a fuck. Some things I missed that you guys correctly pointed out, and I appreciate you for that. Tesla bullets and armor-piercing rounds just work. Yeah, I guess consider this the director's cut of last episode because I didn't even say this in the last video. Some heroes, like Paige, just have special bullets, which if you are close enough to the dome, they naturally pierce the dome. I think this is because they're shooting like the equivalent of fucking logs, right? Paige's bullets are kind of like logs. They're so fucking big, and I just think that's pathetic, to be completely honest with you. I'm gonna clear follow on Kelvin. You see, it needs to be that her target and her are right up to the dome, but if you satisfy that condition, you could just fully pierce Kelvin ulti with Paige's base hero, right? With just her base bullets. But then I also wanted to cover this comment, which was covering armor-piercing rounds and Tesla bullets. These two items act kind of like Paige. So as you see here, I'm gonna make Mimic on Kelvin, pop the ult, walk up close. You see I have Tesla bullets. I actually do have that 15% proc chance if I can hit it, but I am the most unlucky person on planet Earth. There, boom, 51, you see that, right? Tesla bullets has a 51% chance, a 15% chance to do 48 shock damage right now because I have Spirit Power and that converts to 51. Main thing is, you do have a 15% proc chance to pierce Kelvin Dome, and it doesn't even require targets to be caught inside. You see that guy's caught inside, you might be like, oh, it's because there's another drifter in there. Oh, come on. Are you serious? What? There we go. Thanks. I guess, you know what, I'm gonna be fair and say this looks like it's pretty conclusive. So, oh, but I got it to proc there. Am I really just the most unlucky human on planet Earth? That a 15% proc chance wasn't applying to any of those bullets, any of the 100 bullets I shot before? I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing procs, but they're just not piercing. It looks like Tesla bullets has a weird proc where it's like if there's people inside the dome with your target, it looks like the proc chance is way more reliable than if you just catch one person. If Kelvin is the only person in the dome that is hittable, it's a very low proc chance, but you can still proc the dome. You can still pierce the dome with Tesla bullets. It looks like that. And then if he catches allies inside, then it sometimes jumps to them. I'm not sure. Tesla bullets has a weird penetrating rule with Kelvin Dome. What about armor-piercing rounds on a non-Paige hero? On a hero that isn't shooting Lincoln logs at you when they fire their bullets, yeah, armor-piercing rounds looks like it's going to be a 50% chance if you're close enough to the dome to go right on fucking through. That's what it's looking like to me, if you're a non-Paige hero. And again, Paige specifically has special rules because of how big her fucking bullets are that she just fully pierces Kelvin Dome with her base attacks. Doesn't even need an item like armor-piercing rounds. Yeah, Mo and Krill's 1 just goes right on through. I can't believe I missed this. I did test Mo and Krill, but I don't know, I really don't know how I missed this. I'm sorry I missed this, but yeah, Mo and Krill's 1 just goes right on fucking through. Absolutely zero. Absolutely wild I didn't consider this because Dynamo is actually my most played and Kelvin is my second most played. But if Kelvin traps one of your friends as a Dynamo player, you can just carry them out by using Quantum Entanglement, alt cast ability that allows you to bring allies with you. Very, very powerful. cock block skill that Dynamo has. I think the reason I didn't consider it is because I wasn't even thinking about the word piercing or penetrating in the same way as quantum entanglement does. It sounds really weird, and I am definitely biased on this one as the person that has more games on Dynamo than I do on Kelvin. I'm personally totally fine with Dynamo being able to do this. It has some layer of skill expression, and the Dynamo player has to make a decision to wait outside of a team fight, and he has to coordinate with his ally to be able to pull this off. But sure enough, man, if you're a Dynamo player and your ulti's right there, your ally doesn't even need to be super close. If they're just like within the vicinity of your two, you can grab them and pull them right out of a Kelvin ult. You can do the same if the Kelvin is on your team, because obviously they're your ally. You can pull the Kelvin player out of his own dome without having the Kelvin have to put the dome down and do some crazy little, maybe some wombo combo things. All right, so if Kelvin ults and he's on my team and I want to pull him out, but he wants to leave his dome up for whatever reason, we can do that. Your dome does nothing to me, for I am Paige, and I can penetrate the impenetrable. For me, it's the wordplay, right? Like, it would be one thing if Paige's ult says it penetrates everything. It does say, like, runs across the entire city. But if it said, like, this penetrates everything, and then if Kelvin's ult said, why does this say impenetrable? It shouldn't say impenetrable. I'm gonna keep coming back to that. If it's not impenetrable, why call it impenetrable? Why lie? Why use English that way? Why use words that you don't mean? Why not just say creates an ice wall? Like, why not just, seriously, why not just put, like, Kelvin freezes the air around him, creating an ice wall around himself? Why not? What's wrong with that? If you want it to still function this way anyways. It's really not a balanced thing for me, guys, I promise. Like, if Valve wants there to be a healthy amount of counterplay to Frozen Shelter, I'm fine with that, man. Just use the words wall so that way it's not misleading, right? It makes way more sense if as a lot of your guys' comments pointed out, and as I pointed out in that video, I'm starting to kind of recognize a pattern, but it's things that like linger on the ground. Those are things that just pierce it. The Frozen Shelter seems to function like a wall, and it has the same properties as a wall. So why don't we just say it creates an ice wall? Why do we have to say impenetrable dome and highlight those words, confusing new players that might be drawn to the hero and causing an air of dissonance right at the beginning of someone's journey in learning Kelvin? Why not just say it creates a wall? That way they can, and you could even highlight the word wall so that way they know, oh, it's going to be like a wall like any other wall in the game, right? That's going to have line of sight breaking properties. I have to walk all the way over here. Look, there's a lot of dead space in these this wooden staircase. There's a lot of dead space that functions as a wall, right? Why can't I shoot through this? Well, because there's an invisible wall, right? If we want Kelvin's ult to just be a wall and have the same properties as any other wall in the game, why not just say he creates a wall?